So I want to start off with two people that just did really, really awesome. I'm going to have Billy come up. Just share a little bit what your experience was with 8 weeks of wellness, but most importantly, some of the challenges that you had prior to starting this.
Well, the first challenge was when Brian said, you know, how you feeling and what do you want to do? I said, I want to look like you. And he said, it's absolutely physically impossible. I'm probably like a freak of nature that I'm never going to be, you know, that size, skeletal-wise and everything else. But I was heading down the path like Dr. Dane's talking about. My father was a diabetic, died at a very young age. I had gotten high blood pressure. My cholesterol was up. My weight was up. My body fat was up. So he introduced me and told me about this program, and I'm like, I'm all in. Let's do it.
No, you say giddy up.
Giddy up. You're better than me.
But share with her, because one of the things that Billy, I mean, he did awesome with changing the way he ate. He started working out really hard, and then can you just share some of your medication usage and how that's changed in just a short amount of time?
I was on 2 blood pressure medicines. I was on 3. Doctors played some things and got me down to 2. My blood pressure was still high. Every time I went to the doctor, I was always cringing. My blood pressure was still high on 2 blood pressure medications. I was on cholesterol medication and 2 allergy medications. After 4 weeks of this program, going into week 5, I started noticing I was like really tired. I'm like, hey, what the hell's going on? I'm, eating right, I'm moving, I was feeling good, now I'm getting tired. Brian says, we need to check your blood pressure. My blood pressure was going low. So he started weaning me off the blood pressure medication. Then I started feeling better. So after 5 weeks, I was off of both of the blood pressure medications. About week 6 and 7, I quit taking my allergy medicine, both of them. And then at week 8, when I completed the program, they did another blood test, and all my blood came back, and my cholesterol was actually really low. So it changed everything. So I'm off 5 medicines. So the whole program is saving me now about $160 a month. Nice. And no, you're not getting anything else. Yeah. So that to me, that's huge. I lost, like Dr. Dane says, and Dr. Brian will explain to you. Everything you go through the program, they're explaining everything, how your body's changing. You're not seeing just a nutritionist, you're not just going to a personal trainer, you're not just going to a doctor or somebody that knows the body. It's a whole encompassed program, and it's everything into one. So I started finding out that my body fat was coming down. I lost 10 pounds of body fat, so I was like, all right now, because the scale for me at first wasn't moving a whole lot. And then he showed me that, well, yeah, you lost 10 pounds, but that's 10 pounds of body fat. It wasn't 10 pounds of water, like you would typically lose on a diet that any of us have gone on and gone up and down like a yo-yo. So that was a big thing. The energy, moving better. I mean, being a big guy, and if there's anybody, big or know someone big, if you have struggles, put your shoes on, moving, doing things. I could go to the gym and I could bench press 500 pounds, but I probably couldn't do 20 or 25 push-ups. I could do that one thing of physical exertion, but I didn't have the capacity or the energy like Dr. Dane talks about to do have the momentum and the energy to keep going. No kinetic energy going on, just little small spurts. But now it's all changed. Now the way I exercise and the way you guys have helped out, and Brian and everybody, it's totally changing. Pat. I told Brian this was 8 weeks that truly changed my life. And you guys have the 8 weeks to wellness, so I think you should patent 6 weeks to sexy. That's going to follow. Just keep moving on. Thanks. No problem. And now I got to meet this guy for the first time. I see him on videos all the time.
The most important thing about this is that this is the first 8 weeks of the rest of your life, and one of the things about this program and the way it's transformed our practice, and we're looking at transforming our community, is it's taking people and teaching them how to take care of themselves, how to love themselves, how to be there for their family. And so the next person I'm going to bring up just did awesome. So awesome. And I've known Tamara for a couple of years, and she's been exercising for a couple of years, and she will tell you that she hated cardio. Hated it. She did not want to sweat. or at least with cardio. So come on up, Timber. We'll have her share her story with you.
I still don't like this story. Well, my story is not unique. I am your friend. I don't know, 2.5, 3 months ago, my hand went numb, and I type for a living. I can't afford to not be able to have function in my hand. And it was my last 2 fingers. I know.
That's awesome.
So I went to my physician, and of course she's going to send me out. We're going to undergo all these kind of tests, and depending what comes back, we're probably looking at some sort of surgery. Well, I'm talking to my personal trainer, and she's like, why don't you go see Brian? I'm like, I've never done chiropractic. I don't know what to think, and how is he going to fix my hand? You know, my neck isn't attached to my fingers here. So I went in, and we started talking about it. He did an x-ray, and sure enough, my neck, I was growing bone spurs, which were cutting off the nerves to my hand. We started talking about some methods to, some treatment that I could undergo and wouldn't have to do surgery. And then we started talking about 8 weeks to wellness. He gave me all these horrible tests. And I am very egocentric, and I don't fail at anything. And I had a big fat ass. And I was told, and unlike you, I had my children very late in life. So I have 2 teenage boys, and anybody that's teenagers now, right now they require all of my attention. And I was on the road to not being their mom anymore, and the first thing that came to my mind is, well, who's going to raise my kids if I'm not here? And there's no freaking way I'm going to go out with an F. So I started the program. And like you said, I hate cardio. I've always lifted. I've been lifting with Kathy probably 5 or 6 years now. But I don't like cardio. It's just not my gig. But because I'm on the road to having a heart attack, I had to incorporate some cardio into my life. But it turned out to be this really great thing because my little 13-year-old boy wanted to start getting ready for football season, and he wanted to go to the gym with me. And one day it's 4 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and my hair's in a ponytail, and I'm cleaning. And a month earlier, the answer would have been absolutely not. Are you crazy? But he says, let's go to the gym. And I stopped what I was doing, and I went to the gym. A, for me, B, because it was an opportunity to bond with my son, and B, I'm teaching him. We're having something in common. We're moving towards health. So I finished the program. I lost weight. I gained lots of muscle and turned a lot of that fat into some muscle. And throughout all of this, I have this really, really chaotic job. I write speeches and do presentations for the executives at Palo Verde. And there's times when my life is just really, it's just insane. But the program really is what got me through that period, and it's going to continue to get me through the program the rest of my life. Because I gained the tools now to manage the stress. And it's very, very stressful. I got the feeling back in my hand. And a couple of weeks ago, I'd been busy, hadn't been taking my supplements, hadn't done cardio for a couple of weeks. And I'm telling my husband, I said, I wonder if I'm anemic. I feel so tired. And then it hit me, duh, Tamara, you're not working the program. And I started taking my supplements again, and I started going back to the pool again. As long as you work the program, it works for you. And the really big difference in this program, it is 8 weeks to wellness. Every time I've gone through a program in my life, it's always been for a short-term goal. I'm graduating from college. I'm going to be the speaker in front of 10,000 people. I've got to drop 30, 40 pounds. What happens after that? You go back to your old life. This is not a short-term goal. The 8 weeks got me started, but this is the rest of my life. And I'm not going to fail. I'm still not an A student.
But you're on your way.
But I am on my way. And so if nothing else, the program in itself is the whole program works. It's just not one piece of it. So what you were saying earlier, it's just not dieting, it's just not cardio, it's just not weightlifting. It's a whole program that can change your life. And thanks to Brian, and thanks to Kathy, and thanks to Dr. Dane, my teenagers, if I can have a mom for a while, although I disagree, I do want them to take care of me. My story, I'm sticking to it.